Ooh. Hey guys, Teddy Bear here, back with another episode of Teddy Tries. So last year I did the gingerbread house for Christmas, and I thought this year I'd actually start a little early and do a gingerbread house for Halloween. So I'm doing the Haunted House Gingerbread House from Trader Joe's. Hopefully this time we learn some of our lessons from the last time we tried this. I've learned not to fully follow the instructions, because they'll say things like, assemble the whole house together and then decorate it. That's the trick. Don't listen to that. I say decorate before it's assembled, then assembled. But we'll see. Already I will say this. Compared to last year's gingerbread house, this one, the icing's actually in like a pre-packaged pack. It's gonna do so much better than the one we had, which it just, quite literally just, you had to cut with scissors and squeeze and make it happen. And if you want, you can watch that previous Christmas video right here. You know what's funny is as I was walking around the apartment just now, I actually found one of the old beads from last year's Christmas gingerbread house. And this is what I was saying when I said these things are so easy to lose, but impossible to pick up. But you'll find them in your apartment quite literally almost 365 days later. I don't know if I already said this, but I am thoroughly impressed with a Trader Joe's gingerbread house. So the gingerbread house we did last year was like, it was like a bougie special custom Oreo one, and the pieces were broken, the glue wasn't working, but the Trader Joe's one, fully intact. Like nothing falling apart, everything here lined up. I'm really impressed. And I honestly am shocked because this was like, I think $9. So, all right, Trader Joe's. Are there instructions? There are. Knead icing pouch for 1 minute to a soft, smooth consistency. I didn't do that last year. I'm gonna do this year. Icing bag. Remove bag from icing and cut a small hole in the top tip. Why does everyone make me do scissors? I don't think I need to cut a small hole because it comes pre-made like that. Instruction wise, I will say this. It's doing the exact same instructions as last year. And as we know, that didn't work. So we're gonna do a little bit different. So first, I am actually gonna need the icing. Because this consistency is a little bit thicker than the Oreo one we did. Or also I just ignored the rules and I forgot to knead it last year. Down. Needless to say, I think we needed that enough. And I'm proud of that. So what I'm going to do a little bit different this year is I'm going to decorate the parts of it while they're flat before I actually connect it. There we go, right here. So that's probably the main piece for the house. So that's going to go here. So I'm just going to start front of the house. I'll use this for a reference, but I'm down to be a little bit more creative depending on how off track we get. Oh my God. I'm using all my muscles. Ow. That just looks like a little poo. No. What did I do wrong already? We're quite literally 5 minutes at most into the video, and I'm already struggling and already over it. This is not good. If this is the way it's going, we're not going to have a video, because I'm not going to do this. I swear, by the way, I swear that I have muscles, that I'm not weak. The amount of force that I have to put onto this. Is this what bakers do? Because then bakers should have giant forearms. Oh my God. Damn. All that effort just to do that. I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't want to do this. No, I want to do this. It's Halloween. It's special. Maybe I just have to really just both hand. So what's everybody being for Halloween? You know, it's honestly been a while since I've gone out and celebrated it. There's two costumes that I want to do. One, I want to put in the time and effort. I actually have the costume. And do Wolverine from X-Men, like Logan. I could do two versions. I could do the one where it's just the wife beater tank top, dog tags and claws and jeans. Super easy. Or like I said, put in the time and effort and actually do his like original yellow spandex suit. Which do you think I should do? My second option for what I've wanted to do for a Halloween costume is just simple and go as a raccoon. Because if you know me, you know how much I love raccoons. So this looks a little bit, I wonder if I get a knife and smooth it down, it'll look prettier. Because like I said, I want to make this one better than last year. Doesn't be perfect, just better than last year's. So what costumes were you always growing up as a kid? Oh, this is not working. It's not spreading. My first costume I remember as a kid was I was Thomas the Tank Engine, which I loved him. I actually always wanted to be a train conductor growing up as a little kid. Like when adults say, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I would tell them, I'm going to be a train conductor. And I was adamant that that was going to be my dream job until one day, I think I was like 5, I had a dream that I was a train conductor and I drove the train and crashed it and everybody died. And then after that I woke up and I was like, it's not the career for me. Okay, so this is it flattened down. It's a little better. That looks like a frowny face. So far the gingerbread is sad for what we're doing. Not bad. Okay, I want to try the outline of the door and the outline of the windows. Let's see if cutting the tip a little wider helps us. Because I think that's what our issue was. Nope. Nope, that wasn't even the issue. Why is icing so hard? I mean, that's the problem. When you see these shows like Top Chef and Bake Off, when they do their piping, I always was somebody that would judge if it was sloppy. I'd be like, you should have taken your time, blah, blah, blah. Now that I've done 2 gingerbread houses, I have so much sympathy for those people. Like, doing this bare minimum is exhausting. One thing that kind of stinks about being an adult is you can't go trick-or-treating to people's houses and ask for candy. You know, I'm pretty much somebody who eats healthy throughout their day, but candy is my guilty pleasure. And just the excitement of like getting a bag full of free candy. And I was so good at trick-or-treating. I was so good. Because 2 things. One, our trick-or-treating where I grew up was based on your neighborhood. It was a very small town, but it was based on the neighborhoods, not the whole town. So trick-or-treating was actually on different nights for different towns, so that the police department had enough like resources to go out and make sure it was safe. But because of that, I was lucky. My best friend lived in the town over, so we would do trick-or-treating in my neighborhood, rest up next day, go trick-or-treating again, get double the haul of candy. And a trick out there, not that any of you guys are kids watching this, but instead of having like a little bucket or a little like small bag, pillowcases. Pillowcases make the best haul for candy. You can get so much in there. Ugh. And we were good. We would memorize like which was the good places to go. And you would always learn, because every neighborhood, I know this, whoever's watching right now, we all had one house, usually it was the dentist, who had the worst candy. Or like wasn't even candy. There's always that one house that would hand you out a penny or a nickel and there's little like Halloween decorations. To anybody out there, if you're now an adult and handing out like celebrating Halloween of kids, don't do the pennies. Don't do the nickels. First off, you're wasting time. You're ruining the environment because you're putting it in paper that we're gonna pick up and throw away. And it's the worst change that nobody needs. Like at least make it a quarter so that I guess a child could grow up and do laundry. But pennies or just a nickel. I hope that whoever did that, you had a kid grow up there and decide to eat that nickel, and you know what you did. It's not that hard to give like a candy or treat. You can even give candy that's healthy if like that's the issue. I'm sorry, that was a childhood rant just coming back to me because I felt that deep. Ooh. We also had some houses that would give us like fruit, and not that fruit's bad, but like fruit actually does go bad very quickly, and it's really heavy, and that's a weird thing to get. But on a positive note, there's special magical houses. You know, Bob's Burgers even did like an episode about it. They would have full bars. And when you learned about a house that had a full bar, it was magical. You would travel however far it was, like it didn't matter. You were going to go to that house. We had one house that the guy even said, because we would always go to visit him, and he would actually thank us, because he would rarely get trick-or-treaters. And he was like an older man, so like you could tell like he was a little bit lonely, and he was sad that people wouldn't come visit him. But his stuff was incredible. He would give you a full soda, like a soda can, which I didn't even think was an option as a kid, and a full like king size bar of candy. Once we learned that, every year we would go to his place for Halloween. So what age do you think, oh, by the way, it's pouring out a lot easier. What age do you think is when you have to stop trick-or-treating? Because the age when we stopped, it was mainly just whenever we kind of felt like the vibe just wasn't there anymore. Because we stopped at 13, which I guess is like the normal age. I think, I personally, in my opinion, I think you should be allowed to do it up until you're 18. Because you're still in school, like, you're not really an adult yet. So just let yourself have that last bit of joy. I do remember some people in our neighborhood, like the college kids, would still do it. And a lot of the parents were not happy about that. And I think that's fair. Actually, you know what, here I think is the best answer for probably the age of when you should stop trick-or-treating. You should stop trick-or-treating at the age when you're an adult to the point where you can actually go and buy things. Because that's the main reason why you're also trick-or-treating, is that you're getting all this candy that, as a kid, you barely have access to money, and you don't have the access to freedom to get things when you want it. All right, so I loosened this up a little bit more. Let's see if that made a difference in the piping. A little bit. Yeah, actually. Okay, so maybe the lesson here is not the product is bad, but that I am extremely impatient. Nope, actually, I take back everything I just said. Oh my god. Brown doo-doo one. That's not good. Nope. The orange one is putting up less of a fight. I gotta remember though, I gotta be careful, because I'm using a lot of this, and this has to still connect our house to the base. I don't want to run out and have to actually use glue. So speaking on the subject of spooky, spooky, scary, what was the first horror movie that you were legitimately afraid of? My first horror movie that I was terrified of, like terrified that if I saw that just the box cover for it at Blockbuster, I would start getting heart palpitations, was Chucky. I was terrified of Chucky. So much so that as an adult, I was still so afraid of it. Now, mind you, I'd only seen clips and like parts from it. It wasn't until probably this year that I was like, all right, I'm a big man now. I can watch Chucky and not be scared. And then I watched it and realized it's not scary. It's camp. Then later I found out it's actually queer. So now I love Chucky. But as a child, nightmare fuel. And you know what really was scary was, do you remember Goosebumps? Where they had the puppet who was named, oh God, what was his name? It's not Stinky, but something with like an S. Anyways, they had a puppet, and that he just terrified the living daylight out of me. And I had fair reason, by the way, because my grandmother, growing up, my grandmother lived on a farm. My grandpa built the farm. Already, it's a very scary looking house on the middle of a field. But in her bathroom, she put, I swear, like 100 Victorian dolls that were all turned facing you as soon as you walked into the bathroom. So imagine being a little kid, you're on a farm, which you're not used to, and you have to go to the bathroom. And you walk in and you just see these ornate dolls all turned facing you Oh no, didn't do that. If I had to go, I would go out into the woods and just go. I was not risking it for the demon dolls. Nope. Nope. See, look how much better the orange pours out. Like, that's... I will actually give me credit. That's actually not bad. Look at it. Maybe it's a mix of I'm getting better, or maybe it's also the consistency is different, because this one versus the like dark brown one, like I'm not straining, I'm able to curve, I'm able to do what I think icing's supposed to be done. Now we're reaching the point where it's a dangerous guessing game of how much can I squeeze out that will still make it. Because I will say this about gingerbread houses. For some reason, universally, they go so cheap on the icing. Which I don't think icing costs that much money. It's literally just sugar and color. Whoever makes gingerbread houses, you can afford to have... Nobody ever complained about extra icing. Nobody ever said, oh no, there's so much extra icing, what am I going to do with it? Now, do I go out and celebrate Halloween as an adult? No. And I think it's because I don't know. It's just nothing special to me about most Halloween parties as an adult. Because it's all about dressing up, half naked, but not even creatively. And the thing is, I'm pretty much barely clothed in almost all of my jobs as it is. That the idea of going for a celebration where like the biggest selling point is that like you get to be risque looking doesn't mean anything to me. I'm already always shirtless. There's a lot of me on the internet, clearly. I want to go to a party which is all about putting more clothes on. So that's new for me. I also think too that like I get annoyed at basic Halloween costumes. Where you see like a couple and they're like, oh, we're Mario and Luigi, or oh, I'm a firefighter. Really? That's all you put into? Out of all the fantasy elements, that's as far as you're gonna go with your mind? I do love, though, during Halloween season, going to like haunted mansions, because I'm somebody that jumps easily. It's less about being scared and more about like, I'm just somebody who jumps. So I am very much a lot of fun to go with, because you'll be laughing and I'll probably just be having a little bit of a heart attack. Now, this is a ghost. As far as horror genres, I'm more of a psychological horror. I don't like gore. I think gore is gross. But I love psychological films, Or if you do gore, do it in a good way. Like, the gore in Hereditary, so messed up. But it made sense for the film. And the film was more about the psychological horror. So I love that film. All right, I'm proud of us. We're getting close to being done. It's not that bad looking, especially compared to last year's. And we have enough that I think we're gonna be able to glue everything together and maybe have a little left over to do the little, like, I guess you call them icicles. Maybe I should... just go with it. Alright. Which one of these should be the front? Should it be this one? Or this one? I feel like this one's a little bit cleaner. Good gingerbread house. Is it supposed to go wide like that? Appointments, though, for being that I live in a big city, is I can't hand out candy. Like, I would want to make up for like all those years of having dentists give me terrible candy as a kid. make up and be like, I'm the cool house. Because I would give full-size bars. I would also give like the good candy. Like, you know, the houses that would have Sour Patch Kids or, you know, like Reese's Cups. Like, those are the good houses. Oh. It's sticking. It's staying. It's standing. We are getting a gingerific house for Halloween. I feel like I shouldn't jinx myself, but I think we got this, guys. I don't see this going downhill at all. Famous last words. I think the difference too in this gingerbread from last year is I think in 1 year I've learned more patience. Because I'm not rushing this one. Oh. I am trying to hold it together right now. I was so excited, you guys. I was doing a good job. I was being patient. This is better than last year's. This is not better than last year's. This is now actually worse. So maybe the lesson is not patience, but rushed rage. Face that, yes, that direction. Go, 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 go. I'm so sad. If you're wondering why I'm quiet right now, it's because I'm mourning. It was looking good. All right, you know what? We're gonna be positive. So the side that I thought was the worst looking one is now the better looking side. So there, that one's not that bad. So as long as you just don't look at the back or either the sides, it's not a bad looking gingerbread house. So now that we've learned one of our other lessons is you need to be quick with putting these together. I love how I was literally just saying about how I'm so proud how patient I am, and then I learned that patience was my downfall. I wish they had directions for these like Legos, where they would tell you actually, you know, what exact location, how much pressure. Legos doesn't tell you that, but you get what I'm saying. I'm almost out of frosting here. Okay, I'm gonna hold you, put as much pressure, hopefully not break you. Man, I got frosting all over my hands, but it's coming together. Let's add a little bit on top to like strengthen the glue factor. That will work. And then we'll actually try and see if we can get those icicles. Oh, we are. We're doing it. Ah! I'm a freaking baker. Take that, me 5 minutes ago. You don't even know how talented you are. You're just learning, living, and loving. I'm afraid to move and get off my flow because it's actually working. Oh, that's so cool. I learned a technique, or I invented a technique. Maybe I'm just that good at gingerbread icing. Look at that. I mean, don't look at that. You know, sometimes all it takes is just a little face paint and you can fix all of your mistakes. So maybe if I can just like pretend that this was intentional. This is a little welcome mat. Yeah. Welcoming you to my haunted manor. Okay guys, I'm getting a little nervous. I'm starting to see a little bit of a tilt back here. I don't know if, oh well, you can see it too. I just looked at the monitor. Oh, nope. Come on. There we go. Maybe if I glue more on this side. I think that's just what it needs, is that each corner just needs extra icing glue to kind of, you know, load bearing stabilization protocol. It's this one that's falling. And we are down to like our last, like, look at that. We are down to our last bit of icing glue. We haven't even put any of the decorations on. Or we are out. This is done. Oh no, I need to figure out where the spooky, scary ghost goes. Maybe I'll move this here. I'm gonna put that there. And actually, the ghost can help to balance and stand up the house. So this year, hopefully I'm gonna learn my lesson, not lose these on the floor. Yeah, no, not good tasting. You know, the more you add decorations, honestly, the better any of these look. And this applies to, I think, all gingerbread houses. It's not about it being good, it's about it being busy. I feel like I apply that mentality to my life. So that's done. Oh, jelly beans. Let's see if they're actually flavored. They are. Oh, I love jelly beans. Especially if they're sour ones. Where should I put this? They have them right there, but I don't know if this is strong enough to hold a jelly bean. I guess it is. Oh my god, this whole thing smells so sugary. Like sickly sugary, not good. Could also be that I just feel sick from eating half the glue. Now I'm just getting rid of these bones. I'm sweating, you guys. I'm so close to completing this, but also so afraid that at any given moment, we're about to have a FEMA disaster. Imagine if, as we're recording this, an earthquake happens here. But somehow this survives. They didn't give me enough bones. No, I guess you weren't supposed to use that many. I am not using these. I've learned my lesson. And honestly, you know, I think we're done. Look at that. You know, for being a house that originally fell apart, and comparing to last year's, we haven't gotten better. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna put a spin on it. This looks pretty much the same as last year's quality in the Christmas gingerbread house. Maybe a little bit better because of that, like, piping technique I taught myself. Oh! Every time on this video that I've given myself a positive comment, you know, some positivity for my life, it has collapsed. I guess the lesson is I'm not supposed to be happy. I don't even know what to do. This video is supposed to be done. I'm supposed to be done. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I don't have enough to stick you with anymore. There we go. Come on, stay. Yeah, this is worse than last year's. I hope this hardens. I don't know if it's going to. This may be going right in the trash. I need to go wash off. I'm covered in sugar and the stench of failure. So happy Halloween, everybody. Till next year. God damn it.